Thank you very much, Alan. It is good to be here. Yes, doing stuff more with Lexemes and abstract content, which are things that I have enjoyed working with. If you're at WikiConference North America, I did a session about precisely those two topics, and this is essentially a very brief follow-up to that. Lex, lots of things have changed in the last couple weeks or so, and this is very much going to be a demonstration of those things. For this purpose, I will direct you first to this page, and then I will show you this page once I start sharing my browser window. Essentially, this is going to be a substitute for slides because in this case, there's going to be a lot of links, a lot of things to show, a lot of things to for you to fill in and to look up resources for. So essentially what we're doing here is pretty simple. You're going to have a number of blanks to fill in. This is all in abstract content format, as I envision abstract content to be. And these define, most of these are like variables, like these here, and then some of these are actual, item-like things. You'll recognize instance of, you recognize given name, family name, and so on. And you know, these QIDs in the middle are actually, they have never been assigned by Wikidata. You go to Q3156, nothing will be there. If you go to the deletion log, nothing will be there for Q3156. This is just to keep things as abstract as humanly possible. Because hey, QIDs are a very nice, useful thing to use. And your tasks will be to fill in some of these QIDs based on some lists that I've given below for nouns and adverbs, which are going to, of course, be used in different parts of the content. Most of these are going to be nouns. There's going to be some adverbs. There is a little more flexibility for a few of these because, if you have an item for a given name or a family name, if you have a human that you want to use, you can pick those. But others, I would ask that you pick from the lists below. And once you have those filled in, you can then essentially put in the declarations, and all of this content will turn into sentences in a little bit. And the question, of course, is how do these things get turned into sentences? There's a little system that I built. The term Elim Wala is essentially a combination of Elim, which is like knowledge in Arabic, and then Wala, which is a common Northern Indian suffix for someone that does something with that thing. So, like a knowledge peddler, if you will. And this sort of shows, this is basically a site where you can put in the abstract content that you want to render. Before you do that, of course, you have to validate that this is properly formatted. And so there's this little validate button, which turns your little QID strings into, actual QIDs or resolve them into labels. And once you see that this is the format that's going to be used for rendering, you can change the language in which each of these items is shown, or to even to languages that may not have labels for some of these things, like this item for welcome doesn't have a Korean label. And the idea here, and this is part of why I really like to use QIDs for abstract content, is that even if you don't, outright know what the output is going to be, you have at least some idea of what will be involved in it based on looking at the item labels. And even before we get into, well, actually, I don't know. But the thing about Mad Libs is usually I ask for the words, you ask for the words, and then you fill in the text. So if I show you the content now, I don't know that that's going to be terribly useful. So let's go into some of these lists, and I'm hoping that you can access these lists yourselves, right? These are just queries where if I click on this query, I should see, for instance, a list of descriptions, usually sometimes item labels, sometimes labels for individual senses. And yeah, I will basically, let's start by soliciting some suggestions for things to fill in. So everyone ready? everyone on the page, and uh, I do see the chat, by the way. So let me know if you're able to access the page and can access the queries and can give me some sense IDs to look at. Uh, Once I have confirmation from at least one person that this will happen. Um, okay, yeah. Okay, sorry, Jan. Yeah. If so basically, let's start by trying to fill in this first declaration. So let's give me a noun from noun list one. Um, yes, sure. Let's do a dry run first. Sure. Let's do that. So basically, I'm going to um here's the thing. So I'm going to put in a declaration, for instance, and then I'm going to put in and this is the cool thing about this interface. I can don't give me can you give me the QID or the sense ID actually? Um, that will be a little more interesting than just the word because there we go. Thank you. All right, cool. So let's do Q675146. And then let's see. First, so I think what did I call this? Back reference, yeah, back reference. And then Q2000. Essentially, what will happen is like here's this declaration that Q2000 is actually going to be substituted with the item for beehive, and then I want to use that substitution when rendering a concept. So when I validate this and I try to render it into bookmall, let's see what comes out. Yeah, we're using Norwegian bookmall as the output language here. So here we go. I know that we have at least some Scandinavian language speakers here. Does this make sense for beehive? If it doesn't make sense for beehive, we can figure out why this came out. Uh, uh, let's see, or let's try Lee's example. So U11570729, U70779. Yeah, let's see why it just came up with the extra E. Okay. Interesting. So B here apparently can be spelled with an E. And for whatever reason, hive is linked to the same item, beehive, which is linked to kub. Is this a different beehive than the one we used? Anyway, essentially, and let's try the catfish example just to be sure. See, catfish should be a little easier to come up with an equivalent for, regardless of whether it's correct or not. See. Sometimes things take a while because, this tool doesn't have the most direct access to Wikidata. So here we go, codfish. And just to make it clear, we got codfish because cat in English is cot and fish or fish in English is fish. And those are put together and we get codfish. Okay, yes. So let's basically we're just going to be doing this, and then I promise we'll get to the sentences once we're done filling in things. But we can at least see what words we've chosen and what they're going to look like in Norwegian. So let's put in that first example, Q11570779. All right, 2968. So let's do a noun from noun list 2. You visit noun list 2, and then you give me a QID or a sense ID from noun list 2. We can set that to be the second thing, the second variable we're using. Like we can change this to Q2968. Change this also to Q2968. Oh, yes, there we go. See, we're talking about concepts here. Yes. All right, cool. We have a lot of stuff. Yes, Mala. Yes, let's talk about Mala in Norwegian. Let's see, Q12, Q13, Q1306, 564, 564. Environmental pollution. Validate this. The word that we're going to see in the output is, okay, this is a term for environmental pollution, I guess. Milia is environment, I think, and for rinsing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you notice that here that we're not going directly to where did let's go. Let me validate this again. Or let me grab this again. Then if okay, there isn't any output here, but there was a diagram before. Can't seem to. So I'll just fill this in, Q1306564. All right. And then, all right, so what's next? 3077. 3077, give me your favorite human items. Just an item for any human that's on Wikidata. Preferably one with given and family names, but that's not inherently a problem. Yeah, let's do Q42. Yeah, all right. Problem solved. 3079. Okay, let's do a noun from noun list 3. So if you can visit noun list 3, there's going to be a lot more nouns that are a little different. Mordred Harkin. Yeah. Yeah, possibly. I don't want to look up item. I don't want to look up item IDs, but you need to just give me item IDs and I can 3144. Let's do that. What is this? Or no, that's the human. I'm sorry. What about from noun list 3? Let's see. This Q 1145537. Furniture designer. Okay. What is the word for furniture designer in your region? Miracle designer. Cool. You can actually see from the log that we took the Swedish word, we split it up, and we put the parts back together. And so we have furniture designer. Cool. Cool. Okay, note to self, make it easier to copy QIDs from that's that not copy Q114 Q1145537. Okay, 3082 and 3145. Give me 3082. Give me another human. You said Morshed Harkett, so I'm gonna just look that up. 7 Harkets, 319773. 773. Yes, thank you. 3144. Okay, we're still looking at the noun lists, but let's do something from noun list 4. Did we do noun list 4? Can't remember if we did. Yes, we've done 4 noun lists by now. So okay, so let's move on to the 5th noun list then. You'll notice that there's a little fewer noun lists than there are slots for nouns, but that's okay. We can cycle around if needed. Is music radio from noun list 5 or noun list 5? Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying which noun list these are from. Cool. Q1654 674 Digital piracy. Ooh, okay. What is the term for digital piracy? Well, is there one? That's the more interesting. Okay. So net, I believe, is definitely net, I believe, is Norwegian, but Piratlus is actually there's a little yeah there's a little thing I added in the back when I was starting work on Norwegian where we just borrowed the Estonian word if it existed. So here's net which is Norwegian, but then it just borrowed the Estonian word because I hadn't finished working out the way that Norwegian words were to be used yet. So can we have a different example, maybe one that doesn't maybe could work for Finnish? Yes. Let's try a different example from noun list 5. Actually, anyone have any other ideas? Okay, Q91582. National dish. Ooh, this should be pretty good. I say. Let's see. National mat. Okay. Where we take the Estonian word rahvustoit, we break it up, and then we put the words together. Let's use that there. 82. All right. What's next? Q3145. 5. All right. Another human. Are there other humans that people have suggested before? National Rex. Ooh, okay. Interesting. So that's one of those situations where, in Estonian, I think Kuwait might also have the meaning of dish, but I didn't add that to the lexeme for that yet. I think that's why that Mat was showing up. Q156347. Q156347. All right. Okay, through Q3147. All right, now we move on to adverbs. All right, so let's move to adverb list 1 and give me a lexeme sense. I think these are all sense lists. Give me a lexeme sense for like for something in from adverb list 1. We need an adverb now. Adverb list. All right, cool. L14385S1. As a note, yes, great minds think alike. As a note, I should say that yeah, let's add to the okay. Actually, no. Let's forget on surprise. 14385S. I save that. Let's make sure that we get something out in your region first. All right, so this is apparently supposed to be unexpectedly. I don't think that might be a little too mechanical of a rendering. Yeah, that's a little surprise. It probably is just a surprise. I'm curious why this showed up, but no matter. Russian. Okay. Rashenda. Okay, that's a good. Okay, so that's surprisingly would be something like this. But I think this is happening because, and this is is this surprising? If we go to surprising, if we go to surprise, please explore the next lexemes for navigation. Ooh. Okay, so actually, I'm curious why this is showing up like this. No, I wish I that says okay. Do we have okay? So this is one of those. If you look at the bottom of the Mad Libs page, there's a list of troubleshooting things that we can do. One thing I will do now is try to find a verb for to surprise in Norwegian, and then we should hopefully get a different output the next time we render it. If that's not the case, then I can certainly. I have a separate window where I'm going to keep Tool Forge open in case I need to restart the tool. Come on. We did find a surprise. I got to see why. Okay, here we go. So this is because it's impossible to search sense glosses efficiently. I have this query that just lists all of the Norwegian ones. If I look up surprise, and let's see. Is there a verb for to surprise? See. You want to what? Here. Over Russia, yeah. That's probably what I am looking for. Really not. Oh wait, hold on. Where is to surprise? Here we go. Over Russia. It is enough that this have the same link to surprise. Yeah. Don't call yourselves dyslexic Sherman. That's anyway, so that's surprise. Wait. More hold on. He just said so. So I have a restart command there in case I need it. I will keep, so now that this link has been made, I'm going to actually keep this because yeah, the next time I load this, it will fully, the next time I render this, the right word should there. All right, next up, we need an item. We need an instance up for this new item that we're creating. And for this, let's move to noun list 7, maybe? Uh, to noun list 7. Or actually, we'll have something for noun list 7, but I'll add that to a later field. But let's get something from noun list 7. Any ideas? And 7 through 9 might be a little shorter and possibly in Swedish. Let's see. Yeah, sure. So let's see. L1397143 S1. What is this supposed to be? Not fish heads. Okay. Okay, so this is another one of those things where we need to make some adjustments. So let's try to make some adjustments. So this word is interesting because it consists of an adjective, I believe, with this meaning, and the suffix het, which is a specific thing that I have basically logic for transforming this into other words in a language like Norwegian. And for this, it's important that not only are the syntactic relationships indicated, so this is another word ending with het, which indicates okay, which part is the suffix and which part is the base. But also that there has to be some sort of a link between the sense here and something in Norwegian. So let's first add the links. And 3 roots. All right. And now I need to know what mudfish means. Does this have a Norwegian equivalent of any kind? If it does, that will be great. If not, we may need to move to something else. To eat a lot. Yes. Like eating a lot. Okay. Is there a word for eating a lot in Norwegian? Quality of eating a lot. Frotze. Okay. Let's see. Oh God. As slow as searching the query service output is still the best we got. Frotze. Or actually, let me just look up. Oh boy. I need to stop switching words that may or may not exist. Yeah, gluttony. Like frotze would be the verb. Okay. Food recipe set. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Think about this. If there is another, what's the other one? 583229 S1. Okay, so Frotze there. So Frotze. Let me quickly open that I have 583229. I'm going to see if this will be a little easier to lock to get. Smelting is the noun. Is there an adjective for this? If not, then we can this. I'm gonna close. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, we are looking for an adjective. Jan is right. Don't want to spend too much longer though. Yeah, I'm gonna close this for now. I'm gonna reopen it in a little bit. Let me quickly make some more changes. No, that's okay. This is not about making these changes. I think if we had more time, slash, if we were in person, then I would, suggest making these changes yourself. But I wanted to at least get something useful out. So if there is something about, let me see if I can see if I can make this a little easier. So that filter contains less much frisk apparently is some measurements to updates. Yeah. See if running this will lead something interesting. Your person eats meat. This is out of 200 rows. Eats person. Okay, that's a person who eats a lot. Who eats something. What are used to drinks? Okay. We have to. We need to get past this. Although we need to return to this. Food healthy. Yeah. Ooh, that's an idea. Anyway, sorry, we're getting up to the half hour. So what about galactic? Galactic would be yeah. Separates in. Okay. What does galactic mean? We have Morshed and galactic heads. Let me try galactic heads first. I do have a little fail-safe word. We'll just borrow the Swedish word if it doesn't, if there is, if chess, another profile is already active. Transcriptions of other Lexemes is going on. What's glad? Okay. Good. So Moshblad is not here unless it is. Well, there's Moshblad in Swedish. Okay, not Moshblad in Norwegian. Interesting. Oh boy. So need to know what galactic means. Let's see. There's I don't want to spend too much time on this. So if the last few noun lists don't yield anything fruitful, so yes, yes, and of course, galactic happens to be an IKEA brand. So let's try. Sorry, is this? If that's not if that's not what galactic means, then please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that that's what galactic means. Once we get something else. So to make this translation, please revise it if it's not correct. That is done. Want to have something from this list. Let this be the one. This 0 0 6 1 6 2. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go back to noun list one. Okay. Now I need to. Well, let's actually go back and fill in this. What is this first object going to be? So let's pick something from noun list one. We don't get more suggestions. Fairness, use 79925. Let's make sure that I say 79925. Dark matter. You have a Norwegian term for dark matter? Involved in. Okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Livius. Dark matter. Oh dear. Eine comes from. Oh dear. Should be materie, but for whatever reason, the first sense of matter is not that matter. This is the one I think I should be using. So one way we could fix this is to specify that in the Lexemes dark matter, particular sense of matter that is used is this one. So we'll still use it. It should, the next time I render this, it should still show up. Q7. All right. Now, there are two people involved in this discussion that do not exist on Wikidata. I need their first and last names. By which I mean like the Wikidata items for their first and last names. This is one of those forms you can just pick whatever first and last names you like. I just need two of them. Or four of them in total. Two first names, two last names. Sure. 145, 475. Or we can simplify things and give them both the same last name. Okay. Q16316 11163 214540475. I need a second first name just to keep things different. Okay. Q16871304. Another first name, and then we can move on. One more first name. I promise there will be something rendered with this. I got something rendered before. I just need another first name. Thank you, Hamza, for the one that you provided. Say it, the second one. Cool, thank you. Q1884869. Cool. All right, and now we need a second item. Let's go back to noun list 2. I need a second item, which this last second entity will be an instance of. What will this entity be an instance of here? Need something from noun list 2. Noun list 2. 1870565. Cool. Let's find out what this is. Aircraft operator. Okay, this should hopefully hear something useful. Let's see if it does. Rendering aircraft operator. Luftfahrt Sales Shop. Which means we're taking Luftfahrt Unternehmen and breaking it up into its parts, and we get Luftfahrt Sales Shop. Cool. All right. 6061 and 63. Yes. Yes, that's a question for the German speakers as to whether the Unternehmen can be an operator, a company, or a person. All right, we have 3 more adverbs we need to fill in. So let's go to adverb list 2. Let's try something from adverb list 2. And dear. No, what happened? Oh God. What? And the progress is gone. No, Fred, I can fill this in really quickly. What happened now? Oof. What? We're also running out of time, so let me make this water white. Right, let's go back through some of these. Right, so, oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly fill in some of these things. See, let's try catfish. Was it? I'm just gonna borrow some of the suggestions you gave. Thank you. This is really quite embarrassing. And actually, I'm going to do copy some of these. 307 is every you can two. Oh boy. And then which one was Morshed Harkets? That was going to be 3082. 3079 is going to be this. 3082. 3145. This. Messages. Yes. Okay, so let's fill in some of these other details. First name. Another first name. And then we need last names, right? Two last names. Quickly copy this to Notepad so that I can recover if need be. What? Okay. What else are we missing? 3080 is going to be. That was going to be this one, right? And then see what else are we missing? This is one that we 47. Which ones are those? 47 is going to be an adverb. I believe no. It's going to be a noun. That's what 61 is. 6 or 62. Don't have the mappings of lists memorized. 3080. Add music radio already? I did not. 80144 0 147 is an adverb, I believe. Yes, 147 is going to be an adverb. So this one I will use here. Okay, and then we're left with 3 more adverbs. And to save time, because I haven't rendered anything yet, I'm going to use ones that I used in testing. So this is going to be my 3160 is going to be this. My 3161 is going to be this, and my 3163 is going to be this, which I all checked, and so they should all work. All right. All done. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Thank you for your patience. We're finally done after connecting some corners, and this being done, let's start by first copying in the abstract contents. Copy this in. I'm going to replace this block with the stuff that was typed in. And then I'm going to click validate. And let's see what we're using. We're using Catfish, Fax Machine, Douglas Adams, Pop Singer, Music Radio, Motion Harkis, Anita Filzko, Lata Mangishkar. This was surprisingly, unexpectedly. Oh, we don't have an instance for this one. Bob Svensson. Okay. We need another item. We need another instance of item. What's the item that I used here? I think I used something simple. Computer. Oh yes. Sure. Let's stick with examples people give in the chat. Yeah. Let's use dog. Bob Svensson, human. Here K, human, aircraft operator. Suddenly, quickly, and then 2 senses which I used in testing, I believe. No, wait. Or no. One of them I didn't use in testing. Don't worry. With this, I will quickly share that. Let's see. And so I quickly restart the back end so that any changes that have been made in the last hour will get reflected. I'm going to skip past the content, but we can go back if any part of it is interesting to you. Right, so everything has been started. And then I click validate, and then I click render. It might take a while. This is a lot of content. And there's a lot of caches that need to be refilled. See, like, there's a lot of requests that are being made to the service that checks, okay, if I have a concept in a language, what Lexemes do I use? That service is probably overloaded at this point. So I may need to do this a few times. But I really, really hope that something useful will come out. If not useful, it'll be contrived, obviously, but it'll still be, to my belief is that this will still be grammatically correct. Okay, it's overloaded again. Let's try third time's the charm. Okay. Says little. We check that all the nouns up here render, I believe. Yes, we have aircraft. Yeah, we got aircraft operator going. We got so music radio. Did we do music radio? That should probably work. Pop singer, maybe. Fax machine. Still going. Still going. The log output's gonna be huge on this, most likely. Just don't fail me out. Don't fail me now. Just don't fail me now. Oh man. Come on. I don't know precisely why this particular error shows up, but I suspect it has something to do with maybe other people are running this. And so, oh my god. Ah! Ugh. Guys, no, it's just copy the text here. Oh dear. There. I don't know why this should be showing up now. Well, of all parts. Let me restart the back end. And now, if I click rendering again, might still run into some issues. Let's see. Yes, drive hopefully useful. It's not useful in the sense that it's something you want to show people for informational purposes. I mean, that's something that, the author of the content will have to figure out. But I suspect that, there are a lot of mechanisms at play which should hopefully make the number of Norwegian lexemes still, say, a little less than, for instance, what's in German or Danish. And yet, nevertheless, the possibilities for output become just as great. Like we don't need 220,000 lexemes for something useful. You can get away with fewer and still get something useful out. If things do not work out, and I very much pray that they. Okay, that is a different error, which comes from what exactly? It might be a server error on. That might be an error with the browser, not with. If it were an error in the back end, there'd be more detail. That was not what. Okay. That is usually that's another backend error. A content error. Here we go. Oh. Okay, something broke down. Which I am a little disappointed to see that happened. But you can notice that some of the terms that you put in the chat, yes, possibly, yeah. I'd be happy to do something in a different stream. But you see, there's reference to Catfish, there's reference to Douglas Adams, there's reference to Morgan Harkett, Agnieszka Filskog. Bob Spencer, your K. I have no idea why these items just fail to resolve, especially when they certainly resolved in another tab. And I understand that I'm over time, but I do want to check that these do in fact render in Norwegian, and this was just a fluke. Oh, something happened? Fax machine. Oh, interesting. Why did fax machine not render? Foxgerrit. Oh, Fox it didn't render because Fox doesn't have a sense. So Christopher, you should get you should find out. Let's see. Let's try not fax machine. What was another one? So an environmental solution. Oh, what was the one that Jan used? Oh God. Yes, I will. Yes, Nervous, I will get this to you as soon as I figure out what was that environmental thing that Jan suggested. Apple peel. Oh dear. Where are the laws? Environmental degradation. Okay, so that will fix that problem. 47531498. Lotta and Mangeshkar apparently don't have labels in Norwegian or Mull. And that might be why this is showing up. That way. If, on the other hand, I change it to, what did I use? Which one was it? Yeshkar. 156347. If I change that to what was my Q3145? My Q3145 was Leah Brian Adams. Then these errors will go away, and so will these ones. Okay. If I revalidate this and re-render this, which should hopefully take less time because I'm not pulling as many new entities from Wikidata as I did before. Yes, I'm going to need to do this a couple of times. Right, now. Okay, it wasn't environmental degradation. What was it? Oh God. What? Go to my history. What was the environmental thing that I opened? I don't remember what it was. Oh dear. What was this? Environmental. Is it yeah. Come on. Okay, here we go. Let's just use environmental disaster. I don't remember what Jan put in the chat for that one. So let's switch to environmental disaster. Okay. Once I fix the QID problems, maybe I will post the text in the chat and you can parse it. And I will call the session done once that happens, and I'll stop sharing and all that. And I can go into more detail afterwards about certain aspects of the output. Oh, God. One. Yes. Oh, God. You see, if I were at the foundation, I would definitely make some infrastructure changes so that these back-end issues don't occur, every time. None of these were content issues, by the way, except in those cases where I was rendering one concept at a time. Those were not content issues. Those were, this is a tool-forged tool which has limitations and resources, and so there's only so much that can meaningfully happen sometimes. All right, here's the text, and yes, thank you all for participating. I really enjoyed your suggestions, and I hope you can see from this convolution that with abstract content, you can do very fun things and hopefully silly things. Thank you so much.